Welcome in the latest episode of the What I Bet podcast on the Straight Outta Vegas AM pregame.com podcast feed. You can also find us on Twitter at twitter.com/pregame now. Tonight's episode, we're going through the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs for Tuesday, May 26th. Also, a Major League Baseball card in that same day. Not a lot of soccer going on. We do have a Europa Conference League final on Wednesday, which we'll cover on tomorrow's episode. And of course, getting you ready for the World Cup gradually as we go and get closer to that tournament. We will also save you some money at pregame.com, give out a What I Bet Best Bet end of show. Thank you for coming in. You can follow me on all social media platforms at the real underscore G Warner. So let's get started. This is a fairly big Tuesday, at least in the state of Colorado, as the Avalanche are down 3-0 after being the prohibitive favorite to win the Stanley Cup Finals championship, all those sort of things. Hoist it as you would. Currently, the Avalanche are now a slight -112 favorite on the road at Vegas, -102 coming back on the Golden Knights. Total is six, just all the way to over -117 plus 101 at on the Vegas underside. If you're looking for these are all lines quoted courtesy of Bet Online. If you're looking for a referral, hit me up at the real underscore G Warner across any social media platform. I'll get you in there, especially if you're not on Bet Online or sportsbetting.ag sister sites. With all that said, better juice, of course, maybe at other books. Shop around. That's what we always suggest. But the Colorado Avalanche are on the brink of elimination. You would have expected them to play really, really well in game three after falling behind 2-0 in their home series or the first two home games in Denver. Well, they started out 3-0 in the first period. It was 3-3 after two, lost 4-3. Or at least lost 5-3. I guess fell behind 4-3 on a great backhand from Huttel, and then lost their best player to a knee injury, blocking contact injury from blocking a shot, I think on the bony part of his knee. And then Nathan MacKinnon, and then of course with Cale Makar finally coming back to the lineup in game three after missing the first two games. Not sure he looked like himself, had a couple of mishandled pucks. Maybe he was good enough, I think, out there and certainly a better threat than what they had in defense before that. But all that said, Avalanche are still a favorite away from home. Don't agree with that. Don't like that. So give me the Vegas Golden Knights -102. I haven't loved their strategy coming into the playoffs. Didn't like them as a favorite, playing conservatively, but it's worked very well against Colorado. And clearly they have the firepower to come back from the deficits. So fall behind 3-0, might still have a chance. And it's rare to say that, but I'll take the Golden Knights -102. We'll now go to the baseball portion of the show, which is going to take up most of our minutes and potentially get us the best bet or what a best bet. What I bet best bet coming into the show. We'll start with the Washington Nationals and Cade Cavalli visiting the Cleveland Guardians and Joey Cantillo. Right now, the spread is, or I guess the money line is Guardians -130. Total is eight, juiced very heavily to under right now, -117. Cade Cavalli's big prospect for the Nationals, but I'm not sure I believe in him. I'm not sure anybody does. This price seems really short on the Guardians, so give me -130 on that one. We'll move next to Tampa Bay Rays, who've gotten a little bit cold because they've at least lost one out of the last two games. Griffin Jacks is starting, great name, and a reliever trying to move to the starting rotation. He's a -110 favorite on the road at Shane Baz, former Rays pitcher, farmhand, all those sort of things. They know him very well. He pitched very well actually against the Rays in Tampa in the start last week. And I really don't love that they're playing them so soon after the fact, but here we are. I expect Shane Baz to be good. So under nine, -120 looks most interesting to me. Total of the first five, because I love to split first half in game when I'm playing unders. Looks like it is a 4.5 plus 100 even money right now. Move next to I feel like I've now lost my train of wherever all my numbers were. Let's see if I can find where the heck that was. Jordan Wicks and uh Braden Braxton, I believe, Ashcraft. Let's see, because I have lost that number. Love when that happens, when they add some new games after I've already bet them. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing. Bear with me. Thank you all for your support and your time because all of a sudden we have some games from yesterday fitting their way in. So we're good. Jordan Wicks, I had him plus 105. He's plus 113 on the road. The Pittsburgh Pirates minus 125 coming back in Ashcraft. Total is 8 minus 110 both ways. Jordan Wicks coming off the IL. Cubs are great, but I don't know that I trust someone coming off of a rehab outing to then all of a sudden start at the big league level, especially because the Pirates can hit. So give me the Pirates minus 125. We'll move next. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim visiting the Detroit Tigers. We got uh, Jordan Jack Kahanowitz, actually. He's a plus 120 underdog on the road at Detroit. Totals 8.5, juice more to the over minus 113 versus minus 107. Starting the Detroit Tigers is Cater Montero, who I've really liked so far this season. He seems like a reasonably priced favorite, but honestly, probably too expensive for how slowly the Tigers have started this season. We'll move next to the Atlanta Braves and Spencer Strider on the road at the Boston Red Sox. Currently, Strider minus 110 favorite, even money on Rangers. Suarez sold 8, just even money to under. I'm not a believer in Spencer Strider yet. He needs to prove it. He's nowhere near where he was in the past, and I still bet against him a lot when he was at his peak. Rangers Suarez, I think, is awesome. The Red Sox are hard to back, but I'll lean to Boston plus 100. Let's move to Miami Marlins and Sandy Alcantara visiting the Toronto Blue Jays and Braden Fisher, which is a bullpen game for the most part. Alcantara plus 126 underdog minus 139 on the Blue Jays. Total is 8 minus 125 to the under. I expect Sandy to pitch well. I've learned throughout many years of betting baseball that just picking a great starting pitcher is not really enough. I don't know that I trust the Marlins lineup. The bullpen's been okay. I love Fairbanks at the end. I'm going to see this in the line. If it climbs much higher, then I might get involved in Miami. Moving next to Cincinnati Reds and Chase Burns on the road at David Peterson in New York Mets. Burns a minus 118 favorite, which is surprising, a favorite on the road. Total is 7.5, juice very heavily to under minus 118 versus minus 102 to over. Um, all I can lean is to David Peterson because he's got a plus money next to his name. I trust the Mets and their organization more than I trust the Reds. I think the Reds will be coming back to earth sooner rather than later. Chase Burns has an awesome arm, though, and that's the biggest pause for me. Move next to the St. Louis Cardinals visiting Milwaukee and Kyle Harrison starting for the Brewers. Michael McGreevy for the St. Louis Cardinals. Plus 154 is the price on the Cardinals, minus 170 on the Brewers. Totals 8, minus 117 to under. If I trusted McGreevy a little bit more, I'd probably lean under here. Cal Harrison has been really great since he got traded over from the Giants to the Red Sox, finally to the Brewers. But the big favorite, probably too high for me. Move next to Kansas City for the New York Yankees and Cam Schlitter visiting Bailey Falter and the Kansas City Royals. Falter plus 184 underdog is enormous. Totals 8.5, just very heavily to over right now, probably seeing a 9. Schlittler is awesome. The Royals blew a save today, the ninth, and that cost me a 2 unit win basically because I had Royals and under. Ended up hitting under, first half under hit, and the Royals would have been a clean sweep of that game. But Lucas Erceg came in and with 2 strikes, left a slider, probably too much in the plate. Ended up Anthony Volpe hit it to left field, scored 2 runs. I hope that playing the infield in with a 1 run lead in the ninth inning, top of the ninth, was not too risky as I don't think it would have been caught. You tell me at the real underscore Jordan across all social media platforms if you disagree. But Bailey Falter, not a great pitcher, lives on extension of his arm. Not great numbers, though. Not great velocity. Schlittler's awesome and has been so good so far. But the Yankees haven't been hitting for a while, so maybe lean to under 8.5 and 9, hopefully, when it gets there. We'll move next to the Minnesota Twins and Joe Ryan on the road at the Chicago White Sox and Sean Burke. Burke a plus 104 underdog. Seems pretty cheap. But Minnesota's been playing well. Total of 7.5. This one juice more to the over. We'll next go to the Houston Astros visiting the Texas Rangers. Went to the game tonight. Jason Alexander plus 118 on the road at Jack Leiter minus 130, totals 8.5, choose minus 127 to under, plus 107 to over. This is probably 8 across a lot of places on the betting landscape. The Astros no hit the Rangers tonight. That I think speaks to how poorly the Rangers have been hitting, and in that park, it's really hard to score runs. I'll lean to under 8.5, even though it's a bullpen game for the Astros. Move next to the Philadelphia Phillies and Aaron Nola on the road at San Diego Padres. And Randy Vasquez got scratched on Monday night, or at least Griffin Canning came in to pitch on Monday. Now Vasquez, who was slated to start Mondays, now is pitching on Tuesday. Vasquez, a minus 117 favorite, seems ridiculous to me. Totals 8, and it's just very heavily to under. Give me the Philadelphia Phillies and Aaron Nola, especially after a good win tonight. We move next to Seattle Mariners and Emerson Hancock visiting the Athletics and Luis Severino. Sacramento has not been kind to Severino. He's a plus 102 underdog, minus 112 on the Mariners. Total is 9.5, just minus 110 both ways. So they're expecting some runs in this game. I would honestly lean under as I expect both these pitchers to succeed. I don't know that I trust Emerson Hancock as a road favorite, a lot really because of the Seattle Mariners offense or lack thereof. Hancock's been great to start the season. Two more games left to go. We'll go next to the Arizona Diamondbacks and Eduardo Rodriguez. He's a minus 109 favorite on the road at Tyler Mahle for the San Francisco Giants. Totals 8, minus 110 both ways. I lean under because it's hard to score runs in that park. Diamondbacks got a good win on Monday. I don't know that I necessarily trust Eduardo Rodriguez, but Tyler Mahle is so inconsistent. Can't trust him either. Last on this game or on this list is the Colorado Rockies and Kyle Freeland visiting the Los Angeles Dodgers, and new acquisition after the Blue Jays cut him loose, Eric Lauer. Currently Freeland plus 206. This is literally 0.31 away from the price I made at 205. It's spot 6944444. Total this one is 9, just more to the under, minus 115. I would expect this might not be the easiest route to a career for Eric Lauer, but he's bounced around from Cleveland to Toronto and finally landed in Los Angeles, where he probably has the best chance to win a bunch of games. And how can you back the Rockies at this point on the road? So that does it for this episode. Very brief with an NHL portion, and then of course the Major League Baseball card. Before we get out of here, though, I want to give you a pregame promo code. It's late. Give me a break. ERA 20, Echo Romeo Alpha 20, good for 20% off anything at the pregame.com website. Good through 5/31. So you got 5 more days through the end of May to make that last, and makes sense to probably grab a bulk package from one of your favorite handicappers at pregame.com. And now it's time for the What I Bet Best Bet. So let's get into that. We'll see you hopefully on the next episode. You can get us on pregame now, pregame twitter.com/pregame now. And of course, you can catch us all wherever you get your podcasts, on any Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube, pregame now or pregame.com, or the Straight Out of Vegas AM feed is where you can find us. For my best bet on this episode, though, I'm going to keep it simple with a home favorite. I got to say, it's probably not exactly where I want to be with most of my picks in this sport, because I generally lean to unders and road underdogs. I feel like there's the best value in those type of situations. But let's go with the Pittsburgh Pirates and Braxton Ashcraft minus 125. I don't know that I love the Pirates bullpen situation. Don't love that their lineups has succeeded so well so far this season. I expect some reversion to the mean. But the Cubs haven't hit really. Jordan Wicks coming off the IL. I've learned to bet against that. Let's go Pirates minus 125 in this episode. All right, Sleepy, let's go 3, 2, 1 back into the best bet for the What I Bet video portion of this episode. 3, 2, 1. Hey, this is real underscore G Warner. This is the What I Bet episode of the Straight Out of Vegas AM podcast feed, pregame.com podcast. Of course, you can find us twitter.com/pregame now. At the real underscore G Warner across all social media platforms. We're going for our best bet, the What I Bet best bet of this episode. We're going the Pittsburgh Pirates and Braxton Ashcraft minus 125. The Chicago Cubs and Jordan Wicks. Wicks coming off the IL after a long time away from the big leagues. Let's see how he adjusts back to the bigs. And honestly, the Cubs, their win streaks have been impressive. 2 separate 10-game win streaks to start this season, but I don't think they're that good. I think they're a great defensive team. They've still got some issues in the bullpen. Matches what Pittsburgh struggles with, so I'll take the home team. Braxton Ashcraft and the Pittsburgh Pirates minus 125 in this episode. We'll see you tomorrow night for the next episode of What I Bet.